Hello, I wanted to do a watch review. Don't usually do watch reviews, but I like these watches and I didn't see any reviews out there, so I thought I'd do that. What we have here is a couple of Hamilton Jazzmaster Viewmatics. It's the same watch, only in different colors. We got the gray, this one is the H32755851, and the black, which is the H32755731. The strap's also a little different, but we'll get into that. So let's unbox these first, and then we can have a look and take a closer look at the watches itself. So let's start with the gray. Put that aside. Hamilton box. Put that aside. Inside here we have watch box. Nothing else in here other than manual. This is a sort of a generic manual for different Hamilton watches. I'm not a big fan of generic manuals. I wish they gave a specific manual, but Hamilton's not the only one doing this. You can buy a far more expensive watch, you know, sort of the Omega category, and you'll still get a general instruction manual. So it's not unusual for watch manufacturers to do that. If you look at the box itself, open that up. Here we have our watch. Okay. And in here, just sort of the standard deal. We move to the black, we'll see pretty much the exact same thing. We have the same standard manual. Again, Hamilton on the front. And there is our black watch. Okay, there they are. All right. So why don't I zoom in a little, and we'll take a closer look at these two watches. So here we have them. Now let's start with the movement. Both of these have the Hamilton Caliber H10 movement, which is a modified ETA. Very interesting sort of lineage of this movement. It started out as the ETA Caliber 2824-2, which has a 40-hour power reserve and is 4 hertz. The frequency is 28,800 beats per minute. ETA then modified it to get 80 hours of power reserve into the Caliber C07-111. In order to do that, they actually took the frequency down to 3 hertz, which is 21,600 beats per minute. And then Hamilton took that and turned that into the H10 by dressing it up, etc., as you saw in the photos. So we get a bit of a look into the movement. There we have the Hamilton name. You know, it's dressed up a little, not absolutely too fancy, but you know, in a watch that you're buying for about street price of probably around $700-800, you can't really expect too much. There's 25 jewels, which is nice. And you know, depending what you like, the 80-hour power reserve or the faster frequency. I prefer a smoother frequency, higher frequency. It just makes the seconds go a little smoother. There's some YouTube videos out there on seeing the differences, but really it's down to what you prefer. So let's maybe take a little closer look. Got the glass window on the top. It's sapphire top and bottom, which is good. This one has this ostrich skin, which we'll get to in a sec. And our black. No ostrich skin on this one. All right. So let's do our measurements. It's coming in at 43.64. I guess it's close enough to 44. 21 and a half. I think it's officially 22. That's 21.6 on my my measurement. Thickness is coming in at 12.3 millimeters. Yeah, 12.1. And our lug to lug. Coming in at 51. Obviously this is going to be same thing, it being the same watch. Interestingly, I got slightly higher on this, 43.8, but 12. 21.6. And 51. All right, so if we look at the crown, pulling it out all the way gives us our setting of the time. One step in gives us our date, and one in gives us our hand winding. We do see it's hackable when I take the crown all the way out. It does stop. Something that I always look for where it comes to crown and setting is do any of the hands sort of snap when you put the crown all the way in. You'll see on some of the less expensive watches what'll happen is, you know, even it may have hacking, but then when you hack it to a particular time, when you pop the crown back in, the one of the hands will jump, which really defeats the purpose of hacking. So in this case, you know, we set it, and I'm going to stop the second hand when it gets to our 12 marker. Right, and then when I pop it back in, no jump whatsoever. It's really great. The crown feels very solid, not very mushy. That's the other thing to look for, is if the crown is very mushy and you sort of have to twist it, the crown a little bit for the hand to move. That's not a very good thing. It does. I guess we have a little bit of give in that. You see that start moving it a little bit before we move the hand, but once it starts moving, it does feel pretty solid. Same with the date, and popping that in. So we have our winding. So we really have two pull-out settings. We got the third one being the time adjustment. We got the date, and then all the way in is our hand winding, so you don't need to pull it out for hand winding. Obviously, this is not a waterproof, it's not a diver, so the crown is not a screw-in. This is only 50-meter water resistance, which means that essentially you can wash your hands with it. You know, we can get a splash, but nothing really more. And I don't think you would be with this kind of leather straps. I don't think you'd be swimming with it anyway. But this is definitely not designed for that. So again, you got your hand crank, 2 points out for time adjustment, 1 point out for date, and hand winding. Obviously, it's going to be same deal with our black. 2 out gives us our hand adjusting. Same kind of give on the crown, just a little bit. This one's maybe a tiny bit better, but really the same. Very solid feel on the date. No give. And hand winding. The another thing to look for in the watch is how the indices are placed. They seem to be very good. Really great precision on this. Maybe I'll take another close up on it. And they really look solid. It was something else to look for is obviously the date, making sure that it's all nice and square, nothing pulls out. Seems dial looks really great. I don't have any issues with that at all. Whether you like that big Hamilton name on there or not, in a different color, that's sort of a personal taste. I don't think it's too bad. It doesn't look too bad at all. I sort of like that. Makes the name stand out a bit. Hamilton obviously does have a lot of heritage. That's something that when you're buying the Hamilton watch, you're buying it for that brand and its watch heritage. So a little closer on the straps. Like I said earlier, it is a 22mm strap. The gray does come with this nice ostrich leather with our white stitching. The black does not come with ostrich. Doesn't specify what leather this is. I'm assuming it's calf. It does have this kind of alligator look to it, but I don't really think that's real alligator. If it was alligator, they would have obviously advertise that, and I haven't seen that. It just said leather, so I'm assuming that's calf. Sort of up close, this leather does look really good. The ostrich, just sort of on looking at it, it has an interesting sort of texture to it with these ostrich feathers on it. It looks better on the hand, I think, than it does off the hand. It does feel very soft on the inside. It's obviously calf or something like that on the inside. Same with this. Just because you're not getting ostrich on the black does not mean it's not a great feel. The straps really do look very nice. I do like these sort of clasps on a leather band. One of the advantages of of leather is sort of the look and the fact that you can make quick adjustments. But what tends to happen is that as you take it in and out, the holes really start to wear. Even on a really expensive, very high quality leather strap, you'll see it wear. So the advantage of this kind of a clasp, it's sort of a hybrid between what you would get on a metal strap and a leather one, in that you can put your watch, put the strap in and set it. I mean, mostly you're going to have the same setting, other than, you know, from time to time make a change. So you put that in and leave it that way off, and you take the watch off, done it that way, and then tag here, and then it closes that way, which is really nice, and I really like that. I'm always looking for straps that have this, and you don't get that too often. I found even on some really expensive, you know, sort of tier 1 watches, you don't always have it. Perhaps not everybody likes it. I really do, and I sort of look for that, and having it like that, and you know, you can open and close it, and what's happening there is you're not damaging the holes. You're not stretching them out by constantly putting it in and out, and sort of folding it like you do on a regular watch with the leather strap. So that's nice. We do have the nice H, sort of oversized H on the crown there. I should have mentioned that when we looked at the crown. So really good work on the strap, and the fact that you have this clasp. Okay, what else can I say? It is a 2-year warranty. But other than that, you know, it's a really great watch. I like it. So let's see how it looks on the hand. It being a fairly large watch, you know, at 44 millimeters, it does wear pretty large. Interestingly enough, personally, I think that the black one does appear smaller in the hand. I think the reason for that is because black really doesn't reflect light, and it really just sort of sucks it in. In my mind, the black looks a little smaller, even though they're the exact same size. Now, I have a 7-inch wrist, just for your interesting. So it's not a very big wrist, and I think this does wear pretty big. So you do have to like large watches, or perhaps if you have a large wrist, then it will be okay with you. But it does wear fairly large, especially the gray one here. You know, as you can see. Like I said, the multi-tone here of the light brown leather strap and the gray dial does, in my opinion, look pretty good. I would say that the black is probably a little dressier. You know, I mean, I think these watches will really work well with anything, whether you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt or a suit. It does. They will be fine for all occasions. I do think the black looks a little dressier, but maybe the gray is a little more versatile in that it'll probably look better. You know, it'll look great with jeans and a shirt, and look okay with your suit also. Well, you know, funkier kind of look, much more interesting, I'd say. So there we have it, the Jazzmaster Viewmatic automatic men's watch in both gray and black. I hope this review was useful for you, and you can make up your mind. These are hard to find in store. You'd likely get them online, so I hope this kind of review was helpful for you. Happy shopping!